What's up, Bean
Sounds
Apple
like
fans?
spiders.
We are back to do the baseball preview show. So we got Jim, who is starving to death, as you can all hear. He's he's joining us from the lovely city of Pittsburgh, where he's been touring PNC Park all day and now trying to eat as fast as he can while we get going with the show. So John, back in his disgusting Red Sox gear, and myself in Mariners blue. So baseball season's back. We haven't talked about baseball in months. I mean, October, we put baseball to bed and spring training's up and going. We're a week into spring training now, and we haven't delved into the baseball season at all. So we are going to talk about the best and worst moves for each of the teams and talk about what we think the teams are going to do this year. Initial impressions. Obviously, we got a long way to go. A lot's going to happen, but initially out the gate, kind of what we think's going on. So if you're new to the show, please hit that subscribe button and jump on with us every single week. We love the interactions. Jump into the chat and let us know your thoughts as we go along. Questions, anything on your mind, drop it in there. So with that, fellas, how you doing?
Good. I'm very good. I just ate dinner. I had like 4 tacos, so I'm absolutely stuffed right now.
What a dick move. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Good for you.
That's for the Yankees out there. That's for the Yankees. It's probably the only one I'm going to get over your all night, Jim, so I'm going to take it while I can.
That's right. All right.
Nice.
Yeah, you're not going to have much to say with the Red Sox, but we'll listen to what
you want to start with the Red Sox, or are the Yankees piling up?
Sure, I will. You know what? Let me start.
There's nothing to even talk about.
So, last year, whoever was following us last year, and of course Joe and Jim can attest, I harped on the Sox pitching all year. All year, we lost Erod, we lost Sale. I mean, just went down the toilet bowl. So now I look at our starting pitching staff, and Erod is back and healthy. He pitched Sunday at Tampa. Looked really good. He gave up a home run, but that's okay. Not worried about him. So now we go to our number 2, Nathan Eovaldi, whom I believe we originally signed so he could be a closer. So he wasn't even projected to be a starter. And if I remember right, he hasn't won like over 10 games since he was with the Yankees, I think, Jim. So that was 2014, 2016, somewhere around there. So who is our pitching staff? I'm not even going to even talk about the 3 that are listed for 3, 4, and 5, because I don't know if they're going to be in it. One guy was tagged for the mercy rule the other night by Cora. It's just frightening. Sale isn't going to be back till August, so if they're not close by August till after the All-Star break, they're going to be in some trouble. I guess the only shining light is Cora is back. Kind of shocking that he was rehired after the allegations and what was proved down in Houston. I'm a huge Cora fan. I love it. Just kind of surprised they went back to him. Sale's coming back. Hopefully in August, even stronger. Says he feels great. He's throwing right now. So as far as pitching, I'm a little worried. Barnes looks like our closer, but they're talking about someone else as well. So I guess my favorite move of the year is Erod coming back because he was out last year. Not necessarily anybody we've added. We let Jackie Bradley Jr. go a couple weeks ago. He's going to sign with Milwaukee, which is sad. I mean, they signed him to a 2-year, 24, and I mean, by far defensively, he's one of the top 3 center fielders in baseball. And he actually batted .286 last year in a shortened season. And now we get rid of him, after we traded away Benintendi, and we get really nothing back in return, a career .230 hitter. And I just didn't get that move. Our left side of the field with Xander and Ralphie Devers, I think they're set. Brian Dahlbuck looks like first, and I'm not too sure who's going to be starting at second since Petey retired. But, in a nutshell, I'm not going to give predictions yet. I'll wait towards the end of the show. But, again, my biggest concern is going to be pitching. I mean, after Erod, there's 4 big question marks, including Eovaldi, and he hasn't looked great this spring either in the 2 times he's been out. So a little concerning, especially with the AL East. I mean, Yankees look good. Tampa obviously is probably going to be the team to beat. It's freaky to say. Look at Jim hates that. I'm throwing that in there because I hate the Yankees, of course.
I don't know how you can say that.
and then where's Toronto going to be this year? You know, when are the young pups going to stop proving their worth? But you know, right now I see the Red Sox third, kind of a distant third too because of our pitching. I hope they prove me wrong. So it looks like another Tampa Yankees shootout this year. And I mean, who wants to talk A, about the Yankees, and B, the Yankees in Tampa? I mean, I don't know. I just, sorry, Jim. I got to get
half the country. What are you talking about? Who wants to talk about them?
Nobody wants to talk about them. They're kind of like the Patriots. Everybody wants to see the Yankees lose because they've been good for forever. But they haven't won a World Series in a while, so it'll be okay.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
It has. I mean, it really has. But back to the Sox, pitching worries me. You know, they're talking about Verdugo being the leadoff or batting second. You know, we'll see how our DH moves. You know, he's still a good bat. He is very good bat. I just don't know. I don't know. You know, how is Martinez going to come back? He didn't play well last year, and if his bat's cold and he's not hitting home runs, I don't know where they're going to come from. I don't.
Yeah. But that's last year. I mean, for JD Martinez, that's got to be an outlier. I mean, the dude's been 40, 120 for
a long time.
Every year, year in, year out without fail. So that you got to expect that bat to come back to somewhat close to what that was, right? I mean, that's huge.
I mean, Bogarts, I'm assuming, is going to bat third. Devers fifth. I don't see Devers batting leadoff or second. I don't know. I mean, then the lineup kind of fades away. You know, Christian Vasquez, not a bad bat for a catcher. But again, kind of the rest of our outfield. I mean, Franchy Cordero, you know, career 213 hitter. Hunter Renfroe. I mean, just guys that are kind of on the tail end, especially Renfroe. I thought that was going to be a platoon, and he's looking like a starter. But I will say, I did some digging on why I think they let JBJ go. And there's a kid by the name of Jaron Duran. He's supposed to be a prospect center fielder. He's like 23, 24 years old. Looks like he's going to start the year in AAA Worcester. They moved to Worcester now, of course. And they're thinking he's going to be the next big center fielder. I mean, Cora compared him to Grady Sizemore, and I'm like, cool, but you can't compare somebody to Grady Sizemore if he's not starting the year in the big leagues. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of confused at that one. Maybe it's to get him going, but just looking at some of the stuff on him, I mean, he wears number 93, and I remember we were talking last year. These players that are wearing 88 and 72, and here he is wearing 93. You know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of funny. That may be because that was the year he was born too. No, it wasn't. He's actually 24. So again, we'll see. What's sad is we drafted our whole outfield and our left side of our infield, and I thought that was going to be our future. Devers, Bogarts, Benintendi, Betts, Bradley. I mean, there was 5 players. Christian Vasquez, our catcher. I mean, six of our starting 9 were through the farm system. You know what I mean? So homegrown talent, all 3 outfielders gone. Of course, Betts wasn't going to sign here. He wanted $400 million. And, now I look back, I wish they would have given him that or whatever. It'd be kind of nice. But the Bradley move could, I don't get that, and the Benintendi move. I don't understand either of them, to be quite honest. But I guess that's why I'm talking on the most popular talk show in Boston and New York,
obviously,
and not the general manager of the Red Sox. So,
you got more important things to do.
Absolutely. Right? I got to be here with you two. What do I want to spend my time signing JBJ for?
No, it's a terrible idea.
It is. It's interesting. I mean, if they're going to open up Fenway to fans, I mean, I was really confused by blowing up the outfield too. I mean, it seemed like you guys had your outfield solidified for a while, and now over the last 2 years, all gone. And I'm glad to see Jackie Bradley gone, because I I'm tired of him tracking every ball down in the outfield. So now we'll be able to hit over his head into the triangle and run around the bases, hopefully.
No.
So
or landing in the bullpen with the ball.
Yeah, either way. I mean, Sanchez can hit it into the triangle and make it to second. So yeah. I was. Go on.
That's the perfect point. I like where you're going with that is for the Red Sox. Like John, you've been through decades of terrible Red Sox play, and what have you had? You've had a very competitive team for what 15
time
years or so now.
Yeah, long time.
The Red Sox have been a name in baseball. They have been up there as one of the elite teams, and now they're selling that. Last year was a disaster. This year they've sold the farm, so to speak, as much as you can in baseball terms. But what if they open the stadium back up for fans? Who's gonna? I mean, the Red Sox will always have a following, but is it going to be what people have now become accustomed to year in and year out? Are we going to see an inevitable fade back down to 1970s, 80s Red Sox?
Yes.
I
mean, they had some good teams then too.
Well,
I do think that they're gonna fall on hard times for a little while. I mean, the fans there come out for a good time, right? So do they really care if they win? I don't know, because I was there in August and they were 14 and a half games out. I told you the stories once before. Went to Fenway and the place was packed. Even center field packed. Everything was full. Right. You guys were in last place, 14 and a half out, late August or whatever it was. And I'm like, how is this still the place to be? I don't get it. But besides being the cathedral, there's nothing else to see, right? So
well, and I'm curious, Jim, you bring up a good point. So that was a few years back.
Yeah.
But now that we've won, this is kind of like the Patriots mantra in a way, where how is it going to be filling the stands for New England next year? How's it going to be with filling the stands for the Red Sox when after Erod, I mean, who do you really have pitching? What, you want to go see Garrett Richards? Who the hell's Garrett Richards? He won 15 games back in 2012. Who is he? I don't even know who these guys are.
He got mercy ruled in this.
Yeah, he got mercy ruled, exactly. Nice. So that's why I didn't even want to. But he's our number 3 starter. So I just don't get it. Where are these pink hatters? Where Johnny McCann, I wish he was here. The pink hatters who come out. Oh, hey, I'm at a Red Sox game. Oh, look at me taking selfies. Is that going to happen this year?
Now's the time to buy season tickets because everybody's going to be letting them go.
Absolutely.
This is buy low time right now.
Yep.
No, get third base right there. First, second low. They're up for sale.
Yep.
Buy those pork bellies low, baby. Buy them low and sell high. Because I mean, you're exactly right. I'm curious to see, but the prices I see for any baseball games right now is outrageous. Yeah. $300-400 for Red Sox in Baltimore.
Two basement teams. The two basement. They're fighting out. Who's not going to be in the basement?
Whoa! Let's calm down, Jim.
I mean, you said in your opening, the Red Sox are going to finish. You said they're going to finish third, and I can't understand your math because aside from the Orioles taking the basement, which I don't see how they don't, how are you not in fourth?
Who does Toronto have for pitching? Exactly.
I think Toronto is going to be more competitive than Boston.
Well, they should be on paper. They should be on paper. You're right. They should be. They get a pretty young, talented team.
So they got right. They have some offense. I don't know their starting pitchers, but I still think they have the better team on paper than the Red Sox. And Red Sox are just, I guess, in rebuilding mode. I guess, is that what they're calling it up there? Because
our payroll doesn't show it. That's the confusing part of this. Yeah. I don't know who we're paying. We're paying Bogarts, but he even took kind of a team-friendly deal. We're paying Sale, obviously. Price is now gone.
So guess what happens? What happens at the trading deadline with Bogarts? Bye-bye.
I don't
say goodbye. Another one of those B's. Bradley, Betts, Benintendi, Bogarts out.
He's got a point. This is hashtag trending, I think, right? That's what that means.
Bees are flying out of Boston.
I need to see what his contract is.
Well, while you do that, let's talk about
2021. $20 million. So not bad.
For
they
who?
better not say for Bogarts. Yeah.
So they're not going to be in contention. People are going to be calling, and they're probably going to unload them. There's no way around it.
So the Blue Jays, the Blue Jays starting is Ryu, Robbie Ray, Tanner Roark, Steven Matz, and Nate Pearson. I mean, Ryu's a nice piece.
They got Matz. They got Matz from the Mets.
They got Matz. They're looking for Roark and
Ryu was good last
Robbie
year.
Ray to bounce. Oh, he was very good. But they're looking for bounce backs for the rest of their pitching staff. But they did sign Kirby Yates as their closer, who was outstanding. But I mean, they got Guerrero. They picked up Marcus Semien, Biggio, Bichette. They picked up Springer. Yep. So they got some nice pieces on the bat.
They do, but their pitching staff is very similar to ours, where we're hoping things are going to pan out.
But their bats are much better.
I mean, that's maybe. I don't mind Bogarts. Hold on. Bogarts can hit the ball. Devers can hit the ball. JD Martinez can hit the ball. Christian Vasquez, like I said, not a bad hitter. Verdugo can hit the ball. So there's five, I won't say studs, but 5 consistent players that are going to hit the ball all year. And Brian Daubach is actually killing it. So there's 6. So, I mean, offense, I'm not worried about. It's like last year I said, offensively, I'm not worried about as long as everybody stays healthy. I'm truly not worried about our offense. It's our pitching. When Nathan Eovaldi's our number 2, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
We're just in a lot of trouble. Yep. And I don't know how that wasn't addressed this year again. It's 2 years in a row where and this year they knew Sale wasn't going to be back because he had Tommy John. And maybe they knew Erod was going to be back and healthy, but I mean, let's hope he does. I mean, he had COVID and he responded awful with that. When he got it, it crippled him last year. So, I mean, he's coming back after a heart issue. So, let's hope he can stay healthy. So you're not going to address your starting rotation, but guys like Garrett Richards, who's won 2 games in the last 3 years, come on.
Yeah.
Nathan Eovaldi, we signed for a closer. We truly did. I remember that.
So one of the things I must have missed in the offseason was, when did they sign Marwin Gonzalez? Because he's
January-ish.
I don't know how I missed that. That dude is that's a nice, really nice utility piece there. And being a Mariners fan and watching him in Houston, I mean, you needed something clutch. It was him. Like if he came up to bat and Seattle had a 1-run lead, forget it. Like you just knew he was going to be the guy that he's that guy that like you don't know, but always like he just comes through in those times. He's that guy that you want to have on the team. That's a nice,
right. We have a lot of nice like utility people is what we have. They signed a lot of utility people this year, which I don't understand why. I mean, you had Chavez. Okay, you had him. You had a couple other pieces that. To me, okay, so you're making up a ball club, maybe because of COVID. I don't know. Maybe that's why they would do it in case they lose players. They can, plug these guys in somewhere else. But again, you signed a bunch of utility pitchers too. So it's like, I'm sorry. I mean, let's look what happened last year. I was afraid of pitching last year, and they were awful. They were absolutely awful. So I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell who's going to be in line for. The closer they're talking about Barnes. I don't know. It's just not looking very
much to look forward to. What do you call Alan Embry and Mike Timlin? See if they're available to come back in the pen.
Jason Varitek. We'll him too.
I heard Schilling has made a lot of bad investments.
Terrible.
Outside of it running his mouth too much, but financially he's made a lot of bad investments. Maybe you can get him back to pitch a season.
I mean, as long as he wears that bloody sock, I'm good. As long as he wears that bloody sock,
he's got to go. Got to get the Hall of Fame to give it back to him.
That's just
it's in the Smithsonian.
It's in the Hall of Fame. I saw when we stopped by. But that, I mean, John, to back you a little bit here, okay? Because we've hit you enough with the stick, but. I mean, you make a good point, I think, in the fact that between Devers, Bogarts, JD Martinez, those were all bats that had – I mean, Martinez was well established of who he was, but Bogarts was on the up. Devers was very much on the up. until last year, right? And a lot of people are forgetting that a lot of players, even like you go to big names, Christian Yelich, like went from MVP the year before, knocking on the door. If he didn't break his kneecap the year before, he would have been an MVP. He would have been the MVP, to having an atrocious season. And JD Martinez was almost the same way. He went from 40 home runs, 120 RBIs year in, year out to being complete shit. And everybody's thinking like, okay, well, this was their season last year. It was a weird year, a lot of weird stuff going on. To think that the outlier is now the norm, I think it is a mistake a lot of teams will probably make with, especially looking at the Red Sox. It's easy to say because they had such a bad year and the players performed so poorly. But to think that these guys aren't going to bounce back to some semblance of what they were in 2019 is, I think it's a fool's errand to think that this is the Red Sox and not that was what the Red Sox were. You know what I mean? Like you got to be closer to the mean there than anything. So I think the Red Sox will be better than what they have to be, right? There's still too much talent on that team. Even though you added a couple of small pieces, some utility guys, like you said, no splashy things that the Red Sox are that's what you're used to seeing. The Red Sox and the Yankees adding pieces left and right, like you go get Giancarlo, I'm going to go get JD Martinez. You get, you get this guy, I'm getting Sale. It's like the Red Sox and Yankees just picking back and forth, and they haven't done that this year. The Yankees have a little bit, and we could talk, we'll get into that, but I think it's
the Yankees want to win and the Red Sox don't. One team is giving up, the other team is trying. So
I can't wait. I can't wait till like the first time we play the Yankees and we sweep them. I can't wait.
It's never going to happen. That's never going to happen.
Joe, we'll have a certain person show up for the show with like a fake mustache. Oh wait, he has a mustache. A Pittsburgh Pirates hat, kind of like Dumbo ears, and saying, "I'm just filling in for Jim because he's sick today. He has COVID. Yeah. He can't come on the show."
I'd love to see that. I would love to see it. Can you imagine that?
Sox,
Plus, we got Cora back. We do. We got Cora back.
Well,
again, surprising. Very surprising, but not. I think the players love him. I think ownership loves him. He messed up. He messed up bad. Let him, he paid the price, and, unfortunately.
Did he pay the price?
He did. What
was the price?
Well,
he sat out 1 year?
Yeah, but that's what was issued to him. So he paid the price. That's what the league deemed he should do. That's what he did. And then go from there.
All right. And then bring him back.
Interesting.
Now, do I agree with it?
Busted for cheating.
Do I agree with it?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
P. Rose makes a bet. He's banned for life from the Hall of Fame. This guy cheats to win games. Sit out a year and we'll hire you back. That sounds like that's a fair.
Yeah. Hashtag free Pete.
Yeah.
I'm just hashtagging all over.
Come on. Yeah, that's all I'm not P. Rose.
I'm not saying that I'm not justifying anything he did. He was found guilty, of course. They proved it. And I can't see him doing it again. I can't. So that's probably why they took him back. But I'm glad they brought him back. But in a way, I'm kind of like, what kind of sign is that showing? I don't know.
Look at Beltran, right? So he gets hired by the Mets. They find out, immediately fired.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how we do things in New York. You're out of here. Boston says, we'll look the other way. We'll look the other way. You ever see the movie The Town? You ever see the movie The Town?
A million times, yes.
One of my favorite movies. All the guys get out of the car. The cop looks at them. Does he do anything?
No.
I'm just going to turn my head, and that's exactly what they're doing again. That's what the Red Sox are doing. You know it.
Okay, you can't bring up New York when the Mets are still paying Bobby Bonilla. Stop it. Don't say anything good about the Mets.
I'm not saying anything good about the Mets. I'm saying we did doing the right thing. It's doing the right thing.
Well, I'll take Cora back. I'm fine with that.
Oh, okay.
You got him.
Hey, forgiveness. Jesus washes away all sins. Remember that.
Okay. All right.
So here's a really, really weird thing. Getting back to that Yankees Red Sox sweep they don't play each other until the 4th of June. Looking at and I've scrubbed the schedule the entire time. Then they're going to be playing each other
a lot. It's going to be playing a lot of games in a short period then.
Wow. How do you go through all of April and all of May and you don't have a Red Sox-Yankees game?
I don't know if
they do a 4th of July. It used to be a 4th of July 4-game series, but they didn't do it like last year or the last few years.
You're at Oakland. This is the Red Sox at Oakland for the 4th. They only play
against each other.
So I'm looking at the first half. They play the Yankees in 2 series, June 4th through the 6th weekend series, and then another weekend series, June 25th through the 27th.
Wow, yeah.
It would make sense for them to finish the year against them because they're not going to be in contention. It's got to be.
And then, so coming out of the All-Star break, you got a 4-game series and 2 4-game series with a Toronto series in the middle for the Red Sox.
And then Tampa. Wow,
that's insane.
Which guy? And then Mark, the owner, Red Sox owner. Or is he talking about?
Because this guy is, I don't know, Alex Cora.
He's talking about Cora, maybe Cora or the GM or the owner. Who?
Probably the owner.
Was he talking about John?
I mean, it could be me.
Because this guy is an effing horror show.
Manfred.
John Henry, he is a horror show.
Manfred, we didn't even. So I guess Johnny's back in Cora. Is that what you're saying, John? That it's the commissioner's fault that Cora cheated? Is that what we're on? This is turning into cancel culture. We got to move on.
Yeah. So here's the good thing. The good thing is we'll be going late in the season with the show because my team will be in it. Right? If I was doing what the Red Sox are doing, if the Yankees are doing why Yankees are playing Sox? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Red Sox will be out of it in August 15th or something.
Stop.
Eliminated, and then we'll have no show. We'll have nothing to talk about.
Stop it.
So that's the good thing. The good thing is we have one team that's going to compete all year.
Yeah, for the Red Sox, I think you're going to know what that team is come mid-August because that's second half. Yankees, Toronto, eliminated. Yankees, Toronto, Tampa, Detroit, Toronto, Tampa. Like that's August or July 15th through August 12th.
It's going to be an early elimination, and then guess what? It's going to be a fire sale in Boston.
Judge will be hurt.
Devers.
Stanton will be batting 140 with 375 strikeouts by the middle of the year.
Did you see Stan, my favorite Yankee? Did you see Stan hit the missiles? 119 mile an hour doubles. Oh my God, this guy! And
he didn't even look like he was swinging.
No, I don't understand it. He cut down on his workouts in the offseason. Him and Judge, they told him easy with the weights. Let's just stay healthy. Let's not have any strained muscles or tears or pulls or anything. And my God, he stands still like a statue. And then it's the speed in which he comes through that zone is incredible. And when he hits that ball, it's like Sheffield. It reminds me of Sheffield. When Sheffield, you didn't want to be on third base when Sheffield was up because you got to be standing behind the third base coach for shelter.
Yeah, hiding behind Tommy Lasorda over there.
Yeah.
All right, run.
Yep. It's just, I mean, but the Yankees, so some of the moves we started saying before the show, not happy about Tanaka leaving, right? I mean, I was hoping they'd hold on to him. He's been a little bit iffy, but he's definitely competitive. So he's back in Japan now, and then Paxton's gone, and Happ is gone. So we kind of blew up the rotation too. But Paxton, when he's great, but when he's not, he's terrible, right? And now he's back in
home.
Seattle,
back home where he belongs.
Send him back home, the Big Maple, and even Happ. I mean, I think if Happ, when he took over for Davey Garcia in the playoffs and kind of imploded. I think if he would have shut them down that game, he would have probably stayed on the team. They would have kept him. I mean, they set up Davey to pitch the first inning, and he did great, and he should have stayed in there. And I'm hoping he makes the rotation this year. I mean, him and Jordan Montgomery and Garrett, and we got Jameson from the Pirates, who had 2 shutout innings. I think it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's going to turn into Garrett Cole 2.0.
I hope so. I hope so. And then we got Michael King, who looked pretty good last year. We got good arms in the bullpen. We got offense all over. We got, even third base. We got Andujar and Urshela. Yeah, I know. Well, one of these days you could be saying this stuff. Clint Frazier, he's starting now. I love seeing Gardner get re-signed. Bring Gardner back. We had to do that. Re-sign DJ. Re-sign DJ. You see Gardner hit the grand slam yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So now he's banging his chest about, hey, come on, guys, let's go. Let's come on.
Yeah.
Try and keep up. He did that a couple years ago with who was the guy from the Cardinals? Holiday. We had Holiday as Matt Holiday, right? Yeah. And the two of them, they had like 30 home runs each or whatever. They were going 1 for 1 every game. So that was pretty fun to watch.
Trying to match the Eminem brothers, say?
Yeah, maybe. But I think the Yankees solid on defense, solid on offense, pitching. If Sanchez, so I really like what's his name, Higgy behind the plate. When he filled in last year, I really liked Romine, and I hated that we let Romine go, but Higgy stepped in when Sanchez was doing nothing and carried him for a while. And now they're saying Sanchez looks great and he's hitting the ball again. And he played winter ball. Yeah, that one shot and out to Dale Mabry down in Florida on the highway. So if we could get it all together into what John was saying, if they can stay healthy, that's going to be the key. Can they stay healthy? Can Stan make it through a season? Can Judge make it through a season? And we just blow everybody away. I would just love to see we have it locked up early and relax. And,
that's not going to happen.
I would love to see it. Why? It can happen. It's possible. It's possible. It's not possible for Boston. It's possible for New York.
No, I think Tampa and Toronto they're going to be there all season. But
what are the chances the Yankees lock up first the same day Red Sox are eliminated?
I wouldn't put money on that.
August 20th, maybe, or something like that.
No way. So Johnny Buck, you missed the opening here, but Jim
103 wins. Yeah,
but Jim is he's joining us from Pittsburgh right now, toward Pirates Park, PNC Park this morning, and everything. So you missed that, but being a Pirates fan, hour ago, sorry. But yeah, being a Pirates fan, I thought you'd like to know that John's sitting in your home park there, but no, but I'd also be interested I think there's one name that you missed, or at least I missed you saying, and that's Corey Kluber coming over there. If he bounces back, he bounces back with him, and Tyon can take it to that next level, which he had all the signs, just like Garrett Cole did when he was in Pittsburgh. Like Garrett Cole was supposed to be a great pitcher. They traded him for peanuts to Houston. And now we see what he is, but Tyon was supposed to be right there with him. Like they were supposed to be, a 1A type of pitching staff at the top of that rotation for Pittsburgh. And I can't get that team at all. Like you said, like you're there right now. PNC Park is gorgeous. And I've never been there. I've seen all the pictures. It's one of the stadiums I want to go to. The environment is awesome. The stadium is awesome. The experience, from what I hear, you walk across the Clemente Bridge there. The whole experience is baseball. It's what it is. It's that team has been so bad for so long. Yeah. It just blows my mind. And then you bring great players in, and they just ship them out. They're like the East Coast Mariners. They really are. Except for now they're starting to ship them off to the Yankees instead of the Mariners shipping players off to the Yankees. But just insane. But that top 3 for the Yankees could be huge. And if some of your young guys if Delvey can take that step, we talked about him going into the playoffs. If he can explode or not, that was going to be something to see. But if he can take that next level, Jordan Montgomery, he's very inconsistent, but if he can find it and really zero in, that is a tough rotation. At least the top 3 can be very tough, or it could be absolute crap. It could be Garrett Cole and then a bunch of inconsistency. If Kluber can't find it, if Tyon doesn't develop, I don't know, man. That's your entire team right there. If that pitching staff sucks, you're screwed. You really are. That's not.
We can score 9 runs a game, right? I mean, we could put runs in,
but
yeah.
If your pitchers can't get an out, then what are you going to do?
Well, if they can't get an out, if
we can play the bullpen game if we have to.
Yeah, you guys do have a strong bullpen. What's your closer? What, Britton still, right? Or Chapman?
Chapman back?
Chapman. Yep.
Yeah. That's 2 good guys, but
right. We still got Loizaga and
Lasagna.
Severino. Hopefully Severino's back at some point this year. He's another one. We got Darren O'Day we picked up, submariner from longtime Oriole.
Yep.
Specialty, Yeah.
Justin Wilson.
Making moves. Justin Wilson too. Yeah.
Future Jets quarterback, Zach Wilson's brother, maybe?
Stop it.
Maybe.
They're drafting Fields anyways. They're going to draft Fields. Don't worry.
Don't you do that to my heart. Oh, man. 4 to 5 years for Clint Hurdle window.
Except for the 4 to 5 years, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, down in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's a tough.
Yeah, I mean, they have the big statue of Willie Stargell out front, right? I mean, I remember the We Are Family days with Dave Parker and Stargell, and when they were, what was that, probably around 75 or so, maybe.
Well, I remember watching them in the early 80s too.
Yeah, so maybe, you know what, maybe I'm thinking 79. Maybe it's like 79, 80, where it was Stargell and who talked? We're not talking about who brought up the Jets.
Joe did.
You did. Mute your mic. Mute your mic. We're not talking about the Jets.
We will never have a game or have a show without talking about the Jets.
Yeah, Jesus.
We're on like 100 and we're on like 101 game streak of talking about the Jets. I can't break it down.
For a while, it was the Bengals. It was the Bengals. Every week's made it into the show. So I was 1979. I do remember watching that. So I was what? I was 11 in 79. And they had something.
Really dating yourself, Jim.
John Candelaria, I think. And who else was on that team?
Kent Tekulve, was that his name?
Kent Tekulve, yeah, he was.
Remember Kent Tekulve? God, they had.
Joe doesn't know what we're talking about now.
No, he was
Bobby Bonilla when the Mets were already paying him.
Yeah. Bonds came later.
But, Bonds came later. No, killer Pittsburgh team. What was that? 79, right? They went to the World Series.
They had some team.
Yeah. They've been bad. They've been bad for a long time.
They have.
Yeah. I mean, that was their heyday, and it's just been this perpetual cycle of.
Yeah. It's a nice stadium, though. I mean, easy. You park right out front, walk around. You got the Roberto Clemente statue right there at the foot of the bridge. Walked over the bridge, took some pictures. Nice along the river there. Omar Marino. He went to the Yankees after that too. Omar played.
Omar Marino, yes.
Well, that's probably the only stadium in baseball where you want to get in the upper deck. See the whole view of downtown. Like what other stadium you're like, no, give me the cheap seats, please.
You know what it reminded me of? St. Louis. So when I went to St. Louis, it's the same kind of thing. You're looking from center field, and center field is kind of open. So if you hit the ball far enough, you're going to hit it out of the park. And St. Louis was the same. You go up to the fences, and you can see right down from center field down towards home plate. So it was the same kind of thing, same kind of setup. So cool to see though, because Yankee Stadium, you can't see it. You can't see Fenway that way either with the wall. So you can't look in at the field the way you can here. And actually, Camden Yards is a little bit like that too. Yeah. When you go in from the outfield, you can go in like around the back and pay $10 in the fifth inning, and they let you in, and you can hang out on the porch there and have a couple of beers and some pit beef and watch the game. Nice.
Well, they were doing that. They were doing that last season. When they wouldn't let fans in, they were going along the fence, standing there watching the game, which is kind of cool for the Orioles, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, even free. Apparently, people will go watch the Orioles. That's one of those teams you could joke about and be like, "You can give me free tickets to the Orioles." I wouldn't go watch the. Oh, well, they'll go stand at the fence line to watch it. But it's
a cool place because you go to the Inner Harbor downtown, and there's a lot of stuff to do, and then you just walk over to the stadium and walk in. I mean, so it's set up the right way. Even I guess it's the same for Boston. You could just go out on Yankee Way outside and hang out too.
I caught that. I caught
God,
that.
I hope the Yankees win 60 games. God, I hope they do. Please.
Yeah. I had a couple of beers out there on Yankee Way.
Yeah.
Yankee Way.
You're going to be having beers on Yankee Way cheering for Jeter Downs.
Stop.
In 2 years. That's
So
all you're going to hear. Let's go, Jeter. Because I think it's 2022 is when they're projecting him to make his MLB debut. Thank you, Mookie Betts.
Trade him away.
So you know what they're going to say? They're not going to say that.
No?
They're going to say, let's go down.
Yeah.
Because that's where the Red Sox are going. Let's go down.
This is so stupid.
You know it. That's what it's going to be. It's not going to be let's go, Jeter.
Look, you're the same person who predicted the Giants were going to win the Super Bowl.
I did?
No, but I mean, it sounded good.
Yeah, I said they'd be in the playoffs. And they almost were if the Eagles didn't lay down.
Playoffs? Don't talk about
been.
Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Yep. It would have been in it.
Yeah, thank God. Huh? Now at least you can get a wide receiver.
Yeah, that's right. Now we'll get Devontae and
if not, you'd be picking what, 20, 21, 22, something like that.
So the trend is
one game.
Yeah. So now saying that, the trend has been the New York team, both sports, has made it to the end of the season to keep this show alive, and the Boston team isn't holding up their end.
They will, don't worry.
No, but they haven't.
They will.
Well, okay. When? Let me know what year.
So hold on. Whose record was better last year, New England's or the Giants? Okay, let's keep going. Should we talk about Seattle now? We don't want him to answer that question.
See, the Seahawks had a great season. So we're talking about. I thought we were talking about that Seattle too.
Joe, I get a great ending for the show just for you too. Just so you know, great thing I seen today. But we need to wait to the end.
I can't wait for this one. So I mean, and Seattle's on the up. So I'm excited to see what Mariners are going to do this year. I mean, they got some young studs coming up, and this year is going to be a step forward. But I'm telling you, 2022, that Mariners team, when they've got Kelenic and Julio Rodriguez, who are the number 4 and 5 prospects in baseball right now, coming up, that Kelenic's going to be a beast. He is going to be superstar. Thank you, Mets, for giving him up for Robinson Cano, and that was just awesome. Yep. But yeah, the Mariners team is young. They got a lot going. So I'm excited to see the young pitchers that are coming up too. I mean, just insane. I mean, five prospects in the top 100 right now. And they got that Taylor Trammell from San Diego last year, and that big trade that they made for that push. And he's looking lights out. He's batting like 560 in the first week of spring training, just crushing the ball. So good things to see. I mean, Seattle's in 2 years. So the show next year, it's going to be Yankees, Seattle, Red Sox, just going ballistic.
So
I mean,
Seattle
I can't see. What's that?
Are they letting fans in this year?
I think so. I've seen tickets for sale.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Like you could buy tickets on like StubHub and what's the other? I can't think of the other one, but some of them I've seen. You can get tickets for like $100, and they're pretty cheap still, like $100.
Yep.
So, but they were playing Baltimore, so that's probably why.
So, how far are you from the stadium?
About 40 minutes, depending on traffic. An hour. Traffic's bad, but
40 minutes to 5 hours. That highway's insane, man.
Yeah, it really is.
That highway's insane.
Yep, I'm excited. Definitely excited to catch some baseballs. I cannot wait. But hopefully everything opens back up. Everything's trending in the right direction. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Supposed to be going to get my COVID shot tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah. So then they have to let me in. Right. I don't know. I'll find out when I get there.
We registered.
Left hand, right hand. Which one do you want?
Yeah, that's right.
God. Yeah. The Johnson & Johnson one, please. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The military's not doing that. That one's got to be more expensive. So, CBS is the latest update on fans in and who isn't.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, New York is letting. I think this is 20% now, and they 20%. Said if the numbers keep going the same, they'll increase it because the movie theaters just opened back up, and so different things are happening. Like you can go see basketball in the Barclays Center again. So things are starting to happen. So
nice, yeah. And if they can do it in the big cities that dealt with the worst of it, I mean, should be able to. I mean, Texas just said the hell with all of it, and we're just going to do whatever the hell we want. So, Texas is going to be wide open. So that'll be good. Nice. Yeah.
I hope so.
Let's hope it lasts. Let's just hope it lasts.
Yes.
Let's hope it lasts.
I don't want to take a step backwards. I don't want to take a step backwards now.
I haven't heard a lot on how they're going to keep the players. They're going to test them every day like they were before. They're going to quarantine them. Are they going to? I mean, it doesn't sound like any of that's happening. So,
well, have they all been vaccinated? I didn't hear that either. I haven't heard of any teams like we're all vaccinated now. We're all scheduled. Nothing, right?
Nothing.
So
I haven't seen anything. No.
You would think. Why wouldn't the commissioner say, "Let's get them all vaccinated"?
Right. It makes sense. I mean, if the cruise lines are saying that all their employees have to be vaccinated, and you think about, I can't remember what it was, but like the number that the price tag that the NFL paid to have everybody tested, like multiple times a week, it was astronomical. It was like half a what was it, like 500 million or something like that they paid. It was huge number that but you think about it, all rapid tests, the entire league, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, they were doing tests. I mean, that's a lot of money to do that for 16 weeks. That's insane. So why would you not just be like, go get the $15 shot? Our insurance covers it. Just go.
Right.
So
I'm just curious how they're going to contain it, because it's still bad. People are still getting it.
Yeah.
It's like, how are they going to control it? I mean, we're less than a month away from opening day. And haven't really said too much about it, but you haven't really heard, a whole lot of players testing positive. Every now and then on the news, someone's out for the next couple games. But I mean, even who was it in the NBA All-Star game? Durant and what's his face? Was it Harden?
LeBron?
I don't remember. It was 2 guys.
Or for what? Oh, they got it?
Yeah, 2 guys from Brooklyn that tested positives or went to a barber that tested positive is what it was.
What is it with these barbers?
I don't know.
Stop. Man, that seems like the way to go. We should have thought about that during the pandemic. Could have put out like got some barbers on, taught people how to cut their own hair.
Right.
Would have been huge.
Flowbee, man. Let's bring the Flowbee back.
Right.
There you go.
Perfect.
But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of curious of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. A lot of traveling, a lot of hotels. They're not just staying in one spot. I mean, it's going to be, it's going to be rough.
But they're running a regular season. It's not, like how college football stayed within the division and, they're going and baseball last year was just in division games, and now they're opening it up across the board. So, I mean, they're trying to have a regular season. I don't know at what point you just come down and say, like, if you haven't gotten vaccinated, you can't come to a game, or, because that seems like the next logical step.
Spring training, they're limiting where they're playing, who they're playing against. You can only be local. They're trying not to have any bus trips and things like that and overnights. So then, they're obviously making changes to the spring training, right?
Yeah.
Grapefruit or cactus or whatever. But if they're going to just go full blown regular season and they be flying to Anaheim and Seattle and everybody's going all over the place, eventually you would think it could flare up again. Hopefully not, but
right.
Yeah.
Because you just roll the dice and say, we'll keep our fingers crossed.
I don't know. Maybe this is the way to get more people vaccinated, right? Because if you're like, all right, well, we're coming to, Yankees, we're coming to Seattle. Has your hotel staff been vaccinated? No. Next, oh man, we better get everybody vaccinated because we're missing out on, a ton of money by not doing it. And then bus companies, have all your drivers been vaccinated? No. Okay. Calling the next,
right.
The whole thing is just going to be this.
Ways. It should work both ways. The hotel
should
say,
should be too.
You coming out? Do you have all your patches that says you got it? Oh, no, you're not coming here.
Right. Do you have your 2 vaccination stickers? I got vaccinated today. Yeah.
No, but I want to make sure your staff has it.
Right.
We're the Yankees.
Right. We're the Yankees.
We don't have to do anything. You guys have to protect us. Yeah. I don't know. All right. So let's wrap this with your guys' predictions on what you early season predictions. Obviously, we're way too soon, but with the moves that were made, what you've seen through the beginning of spring training, kind of what are you thinking for the Yankees Red Sox? What's your best guess and your most hopeful guess of what can happen this year?
So I almost think
Go ahead,
it's the
Jim.
same thing. I almost think it's
Go
the
ahead,
same.
Jim.
I mean, yes. So Muck was saying 98 to 103 wins. I think the over-under is 97 this year is what they're saying. And I don't see a reason why they couldn't win 97. I think they win the division. I think the Rays come in second. I think they battle this year again. I don't think it's going to be another year where the Rays have the Yankees number. And then after that, it falls off. I mean, so I think the Blue Jays will be, competitive for a little while. I think they need another year, really. And then I think it falls off. Boston and Baltimore are going to be in the basement, way under 500. And I think the Yankees. Win a division and go to the World Series. I didn't look at National League yet, so I can't say who they're going to go up against. Maybe next show we could talk about who do we think is going to make it from the National League. But yeah, I think the Yankees are the favorites. And rightly so. And, that's what's going to happen. And Boston will be lucky to be in fourth.
Ooh, lucky. He said lucky to be in fourth. I don't know if you caught that.
I mean, can you imagine if the Orioles beat out Boston this year and Boston in the basement? Because what's going to happen, I'm telling you, at the trade deadline, they're going to unload. And then they're going to go even further into the cellar. Because it's just the bottom's going to fall out.
So similar to the Patriots. All right. So the Red Sox are very similar to the Pats right now. The Red Sox have really good pieces on offense. Like I said, I don't see them blowing up the team for 2 or 3 pitchers because that's what they're. If anything, Jim, honestly, if they're even remotely close, I'll say if they're 10 games under at the All-Star, 10 games out of first, we'll say 10, 12 maybe. I guarantee you they're going to go after pitching. Because they're going to be, you figure Sale will be back in August. If Erod stays healthy, again, Evaldi, I don't even want to talk about it. 3, 4, and 5 scare the daylights out of me. They do. That's why I think they'll be going. I don't think offensively our team is that bad. We can compete. The problem is I don't think we'll be able to score 9 runs a game because our pitching staff is giving up 7 to 8 a game. You know what I mean? I truly don't. Again, after Erod, it scares the daylights out of me. I hope they're going to find a hidden gem somewhere. So I don't think they're going to completely sell because I think they're a couple pitches away. I truly do. Now, are they away from the Yankees? No, but they're away from being pretty damn competitive. They are. Honestly, on paper, the Yankees look really good. Barring injuries or an absolute collapse, Jim, there's a lot of pressure on them guys now. A lot of pressure.
I think there's a lot of pressure on Boone.
Absolutely,
Boone has to
get
it done. If Boone doesn't get it done, he's gone because he blew it last year at the end. I think the pressure is not on them; it's squarely on him. He's got to prove he can go all the way.
Yeah, but the players are going to follow the coach. If the coach is under pressure, freaking out, so are the players. God forbid if Judge goes down for 30 games or Stanton goes down, or they both go down for 30 games. You can't. It's hard to come back from. I mean, it really is. Yeah. But they do have good depth too. Red Sox wise, honestly, best case, I'm just going to go to the All-Star break because I don't know what's going to happen. Actually, I'll go to August. No, I can't even go to August because by then everything should be set in stone. But I'm hoping the Sox are within 10 games by the All-Star break because then that means they won't sell. Then they won't. I can't see him signing like Bogey, like you were saying, Jim, because he's only $20 million. What would be the point of it? You know, I mean, he's so cheap compared to baseball standards. If anything, I see him giving him even more money so he doesn't complain about it. To be quite honest. But, I mean, my prediction is Sox stay within 10. I hope. But with that pitching, realistically right now with what I'm seeing, I mean, I'd be really happy with 500. Really, really happy with 500.
Yeah. That's
really happy.
It's to me, it's hard.
Please, 500.
Yeah.
Please.
So you think what my point has been this whole time is, to me, so you look at the Yankees, right? Your favorite player, Stanton. When's the last time he's played 3/4 of a season? Not even a full season, 3/4 of a season. Same with Judge. What, his rookie year? I mean, Judge is hurt every year. Stanton's hurt every year. DJ LeMahieu, is that real? What last year was?
Right. 2 batting titles? 2 of them?
Yeah.
Is it real? What do you mean?
Average is great, but the power? I mean, the dude played in Colorado for the beginning of his career. I think the most home runs he ever had was like 11. And now he's just crushing. So it's, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but are those numbers legit or are they jacked up? Like Gio Urshela, he's never been a good player. And now all of a sudden he's this elite third baseman. Like Miami let him go for a reason. Like he was nothing special down there. If the pitching staff stumbles a little bit, like we talked about.
Luke Voigt, same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Voigt's another one. Is that legit?
They're all taking the same vitamins.
Yeah, I got him from Mark McGwire and A-Rod.
Yeah, they call Andrew.
A-Rod left him in his locker when he cleared him out. What
are these, Flintstone vitamins?
Oh man, 10 million home runs and counting.
That's right.
No, but I mean, there's a lot of what ifs. Like that team, Stanton and Judge went down, but a lot of players played above what their expectations were, right? Yep. So if Stanton and Judge go down again and those players don't play to what they did last year, I mean, I don't know. Like that Yankees team, 96, 97 wins would be really hard to do, I think, right? Because you're counting on Kluber, you're counting on Jameson Taillon to take that step up. But if they don't take that step up and all you have is Cole, and you lose a couple of those key players to injuries for half the season, like what happens every year, can the Yankees win 97 games?
But hey, you got Jay Bruce now too. Jay Bruce has a couple of home runs already. Can we get lightning in a bottle with this guy?
I don't think so. I mean, he'd probably be one of those guys that steps in and wins you 2 games.
He's like Jim Thome. He's that Jim Thome hanging around. He just comes in once in a while, hits a home run. I mean, okay.
Could be.
Can't play the field maybe, but
it's one of those, so that, for the Yankees, that could be a very, I mean, what I painted there is not outrageous in any way, I don't think. And the Red Sox, like I talked about with them, like you got a couple young players there that played well below what they're supposed to do. You've got JD Martinez, who played well below what he was supposed to do. When Chris Sale comes back, is he going to be old Chris Sale that's untouchable? You can't get it out of the infield against him, or is he going to be back to normal? Are your young guys going to step up in the pitching staff and take it to the next level like they're supposed to do? If they do that, I mean, there could be something there too. I don't know. And if that's the case, then the Red Sox aren't pitching or trading for just pitchers. They're trading for impact players to make a push at the All-Star break. So,
all right,
if those players play the way they were supposed to, like you expected them to play, like they played in 2019, this is a team that is now pushing for a playoff spot. And especially if anything happens to the Yankees, anything that I talked about, like this is we're talking about the Yankees and Red Sox battling for third.
Joe,
you can take that out in post production because that's ridiculous.
It kind of looks like Jim is sweating a little bit on his forehead.
Yeah, no,
you're all right, man.
Right? Because I was making sense.
I'm laughing on the inside.
Hey, Tampa didn't give anybody any reason to doubt last year, and that Toronto team came on hot at the end, and we talked about them in the preseason last year.
Yep.
So now you've got young guys that have a whole year of experience, plus you're adding George Springer with World Series experience. You got Ryu there with a nice number one at the top who pitched great for the Dodgers last year. I mean, that's a team that got better. Tampa is gonna
got rid of two of their starters. Snell and Morton are gone.
They're gone, but they're also bringing up.
They're just going to do that opener thing every game. Chaz Rowe and all of these guys.
I don't know what Tampa's pitching. I don't know what Tampa's pitching, but they're bringing up Wander Franco, who's the number one prospect to pitch in baseball. So he's if he's anything close to how good he's supposed to be, that's going to be nice. I don't even know who's pitching for Tampa this year.
I think it's a round robin.
I got to look at that. Did they have anybody
every inning, another guy coming from the bullpen?
I don't know. It's been working for them. So
Kevin
but it can't keep lasting like that. It can't. I know. It can't.
Glasnow, Yarbrough, Walker.
Oh, Glasnow. Yeah, that kid, 105 miles an hour. Yeah, that kid was something.
Yeah. Ryan Yarbrough, I think he's the rookie, right? Michael Walker, Chris Archer they brought back, and they got Rich Hill, knuckleball.
Not worried about Archer.
Yarbrough, let's see. Stats. Oh, no, he has pitched there for a couple of years. I don't know. I mean, really nice strikeout to 128 strikeouts in 2019 in 38 games, 16 wins, 11 wins last year. He only pitched in 11 games last year, so he didn't do too much. But, I mean,
that kid Glasnow is something else. God, he matched up. Who did he match up? I think he matched up against Garrett Cole. And it was
I was about to say, Johnny can tell you where he came from. Like that Pittsburgh Pirates, they were supposed to have, I mean, the three of them at the top, Cole, Glasnow, and Tyon. Jeez. They went about everything wrong in Pittsburgh. Yep. You got the three of them. You go all in at that point.
Yeah.
Right? You got who's going to beat you in a 5-game series with the three of them at the top of your rotation? You don't even have to have anybody that can hit. Just get to the playoffs. Like, get to the playoffs. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's disappointing. I'm not a Pirate, thank God. But yeah, anyway.
Great confidence. Well, I mean, you have to believe in your team. But then when your team looks like it does on paper, how can you not be confident? Right? We all live and die with our teams, but my team is supposed to win the division, win almost 100 games. I mean, so we're stacked. We got depth. We got pitcher. We're all around. We should.
Right.
If we do what we're supposed to do, we should win it all. That's it. If we all do, if they all do their job, do your job, and you'll win the World Series. That's it.
Are you quoting Bill Belichick?
I love it. I was just going to say.
I never heard him say that. Is that what he said? He said, "Do your job, and you win the World Series."
No, just to do your job.
So.
Do your job. Do your job.
Oh
no! I mean, I
usually say you only have one job. Like to these people that have one job to do and they can't do it. Right? I do 85 things, and it's like you had to do one thing and you couldn't get that right. Come on.
You sound like my mom. Every time she watches the Yankees, she's like, "You're a professional pitcher. Why can't you throw a strike? That's your only job." Like, mom, like it's that easy. Like if everybody could just throw a strike every time.
That's right. But that is his. She's right. That's his job. His job is to make him miss the ball, right? Or
right. And the other guy's job is to not.
Hit the ball.
Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to win each time. Like you can't be one guy every single time. But, yeah, the Yankees.
Because then you yell at the batters and say, "Why can't you hit the ball? You're hired.
You have one job." The Yankees pitchers are supposed to get everybody out, and the Yankees hitters are supposed to hit everything.
That's right.
Every game is just one inning. So
anyway,
the bottom of the first for the Yankees just never ends on the hitting side.
That would be nice.
According to my mom, everybody does their job.
Bat around every inning. Yep.
So, but yeah, I think the Yankees on paper man, they've got to be the favorites in the AL on paper.
Course.
I mean, especially after the Cleveland dismantled themselves. Houston lost Springer. I mean, it's the Yankees have to be the favorite. It's just, can they stay healthy? And that's been their MO for the last couple seasons. We got these big name guys. Your boy Stanton's the perfect example. Can he stay healthy this year? Can he stop being one giant muscle and be a collection of muscles that works in tandem? I don't know if he can do that. So, and then Aaron Judge trying to copy him, it's not working out great for them. So, yeah. All right.
So real quick, Jim, you're not going to like this, but Dak signed a 4-year deal to stay in Dallas. 4-year, $160 million contract. It's actually like a 6-year contract, but it's voided to 4 years.
Oh.
So Jones did open it up. He didn't do it before the injury. Now he did it after.
So he must be coming back. That's
is it a sign and trade?
I don't think so. So far, it's just
interesting.
I mean, I can't see it being a sign and trade. Ooh, no. I mean, I don't know. Dak plays well in Dallas. He really does.
But they haven't won with him.
Yeah, but true.
He's had players. He's had
100%. But it's not the offense's fault. You know, I mean, to me, it's not the offense; it's defense. And it looks like the Jets franchise may too.
Yeah, I figured they were going to.
And
we're not talking about the Jets.
I know, but I got to say one more thing, Jim. And this is more to you than Joe, because we won't believe it. Joe will. 2 mock drafts today online I looked at. They had Wilson going first. One had, look at this one. One had him drafting Trevor Lawrence. The other one had him not drafting Trevor Lawrence. And the lineman from Oregon. I should have taken a picture of it.
And what?
The second one had Zach Wilson going to Jacksonville, and then the Jets drafting that lineman from Oregon at 2. It was funny as fuck.
Can you imagine that?
No.
Yeah. So
we're live on the show, and that happens. Oh my god!
Well, that's what I was going to say.
I better put bars on my window to make sure I don't jump out the second.
I was laughing so hard at this mock draft, but the guy was serious. The guy was absolutely serious, and I'm like, I mean, not that Lawrence would ever get past 2. I mean, to me, there's no way. Urban Meyer came back to take Wilson. He came back to trade Trevor Lawrence. But I mean,
even if you're trading out of 2 at that point, like if Trevor Lawrence is sitting there at 2, you're probably getting 10 years worth of first-round draft picks for him.
Yes, you are. Yes,
you're not going to draft a second left tackle 2 years in a row.
I just thought it was so funny.
Oh man!
And then it said because the Jets are the Jets. I'll have to find it.
So what would hurt more? What would hurt more? Right. Okay, Jets are on the clock. Hold it. The Jets traded.
Yeah, to New England. New England takes Trevor Lawrence. Oh boy, can you imagine that?
But what's funny is if you guys, I don't know if you remember, you should remember because you gave me huge amounts of shit for it when I said that. When I said that Zach Wilson could be better than Trevor Lawrence, and you guys were just all over me for being absolutely ridiculous. And now what's happening? It's fucking catching on. Like people are. I mean, Chris Sims had him.
Chris Sims has him,
and he said it's not even close.
Right.
He said there's a gap between Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson. That's how much better he is. And I told you after we lost Trevor Lawrence, I started looking into this. Everything that I said, I should be getting paid for this, but I told you guys he looks like Aaron Rodgers. He looks like Patrick Mahomes, and now everybody else is echoing that sentiment and talking about how good he is. It's just he could be. He very well could be that good. But it will be, and we talked about it before. Baker Mayfield made that rise out of nowhere. What would happen? Like that would be insane. And I would love. We got to have Trevor Lawrence Simmons on the show for the draft if that happens. Could you imagine?
Jim, I didn't mean for this to turn into a Jet show.
Oh, it had.
I just thought those 2 mock drafts were absolutely hilarious.
Yeah,
man. You know what's going to happen is that will happen, and Zach Wilson will be Patrick Mahomes, and like Trevor Lawrence will get hurt or something, and
he'll be Ryan Leaf,
right? Oh God, could you imagine? I wouldn't be able to watch sports ever again. I don't think I'd be. How do you stomach that? So
anyway. We have to kick you off the show, Joe. You wouldn't be able to come on the show anymore.
Right. I'd just have to be like Bob Barker or something. Just get like a long microphone and just be like, so let's talk about sports. I have nothing to say. Yeah. So,
that's funny.
Oh, it'd be terrible. So yeah, unfortunately we only have 2 viewers, but one of the things what I talked to you guys about was potentially doing a open box on probably the next show. To do some sports memorabilia open box stuff. So I know it's a big thing. People like to open cards, see what we got. So I ordered an autographed jersey, baseball, and 8x10 kit. Don't know who's going to be in it or what's going to be in it. Well, I do know what's going to be in it, but not by who. So I was going to open that on the show with you guys. There's only 2 people watching right now, which kind of sucks, but love to get your feedback. If you watch us afterwards, let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. We'll do it during the show live. See who's in there. If I end up throwing it all out the window or, running around the room. It's the one I bought. It could be Trout, Jeter, Nolan Ryan, Benintendi was one of the names in there too. So it'd be interesting. Mendoza. I think Mariano Rivera was one of the names that was a potential in there too. Yeah. So a whole bunch of, they only do like 100 boxes. So it could be, and there was a huge list of people. So I'm super excited to see what it is. But if that's something you guys would be interested in watching and seeing, I'll definitely do that live, open it up, see what we got. And
so you have it already?
Have a little bit of fun. No, it should be here in a couple of days. It just shipped today. So
cool.
So for next week's show, potentially open that up with you guys and see what it is. So so if that's something you guys are interested in, please, let me know. If not, I'll just enjoy it myself and go from there. So
we'll do it.
Okay. I mean, if you guys, we'll see. Okay. But definitely let us know. And then we'll let the see what the fans think as well. And hopefully it's something they want to see. If not, I'll just do it with you guys in the green room if they don't want to see it. So,
there we go.
Anyway. All right. So, so as we kind of broke down, there's some NFL stuff already happening. Dak getting signed May. So we talked about it last week. We're going to talk about what takes place over the weekend with the franchise tags. We'll come back and see who's still available, what the best targets are going to be for free agency, which starts the 17th, right?
Next
week. I believe it is. Negotiations open up, so we're going to find out who's going to actually be available for our teams to sign. That's going to be huge. So please, Thursday, jump back on with us, and we will talk about what's going on with football and have a little bit of fun with that. Until then, for John, for Jim, I'm Joe. Guys, have a great week.